Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Aoxander, and you, of course, are you. Today is Moon's Day, also known as Monday, February 20th, 2023. So, let's get into the history today, shall we? As soon as I find the correct tab. This is the tab. Alright. We have in 1280, Japanese imperial court ordered all temples and shrines to pray for victory in the impending Second Mongol invasion. This was a letter from Kublai Khan to the Japanese emperor. Moving on up to 1710, we have Johann Willem Frieso became viceroy of Groningen, Netherlands. Okay, he's a Prince of Orange and monarch of Nassau-Dietz. Fancy, fancy. 1724, George Friedrich Handel's opera Julius Caesar in Egitto premiered at the King's Theatre in Haymarket, London. Alright. We have the French occupation of Rome in 1798. French General Louis-Alexandre Berthier forcibly removed Pope Pius VI from Rome during French occupation of Rome. The Pope later died as a prisoner in Valence. Whoa. Damn. Wow, not even the Pope is safe from, things like that. Wow. Man. 1810, Andreas Hofer, Tyrolean patriot and leader of rebellion against Napoleon's forces, was executed. Yeesh. Oh, alright. When you're in positions like that, watch out. 1816, Gioacchino Rossini's comic opera Barber of Seville premiered at the Teatro Argentina in Rome, Italy. Alright, the Barber of Seville. That's a very renowned one, with some very famous songs. So, moving on up to 1917, Jerome Kern, Guy Bolton, and P.G. Wodenhouse's musical Oh Boy opened at the Princess Theater, New York City, running for 463 performances. Look at this guy. It looks like pie-face Harry Potter. So, I hope he's not around anymore. Okay, thank God, because I don't want to get sued. 1919, French Prime Minister Georges Clemenceau was injured during an assassination attempt. He was the Prime Minister of France. Oh yeah, well it says that right here, French Prime Minister. So, dang. 1922, Mark Connolly and George Kaufman's play To the Ladies premiered in New York City. Alright. And we have just been joined by
the Golden Loon.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Well, we're all the way up into 1932.
Oh my, I missed a lot.
Yeah, I'm only 3 minutes in. I've just been.
You're blowing through it.
I've just been. Well, I mean, nobody's showing up. Nobody joins me. So, yeah, I can only do so much at once. And 1932.
French history.
Yep. Pierre Laval's first French government fell.
I can speak French. Ho, ho, ho.
Merci beaucoup. Isn't the number one phrase between us, ferme la bouche?
Ferme la bouche.
Yep.
Shut up.
Yep. Yeah, he sent me to a French preschool, and that's all I really know anymore. I know parler du français.
The only thing you retained, huh?
Yeah. I know parler du français. I know oui oui. I know doo-doo. Does that mean no? So.
That's a hairdo, I think.
Well, no, if oui oui is French for yes.
Yeah.
What's French for no? Doo-doo?
Oh, man.
1938, Adolf Hitler announced his support for Japan during the Sino-Japanese War. Dang. So, that's Japan, invading all of their neighboring islands and China and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the Sino-Japanese War, Sino being,
we don't,
that area.
We don't really understand, because, obviously Pearl Harbor was our biggie, but we don't understand how aggressive Japan was with those other islands and things.
Oh yeah, no, they were rapid imperialists and expansionists. here's the thing with Japan. It wasn't until the early 1900s before they finally realized that, their isolationism was going to kick them in the teeth.
Yeah.
Because everybody else, was working with each other, like even enemy, like you got to work with each other if you want to, like, figure out.
Behind, yeah.
So like, they finally opened up, and then they went quick. Their efficiency, has been, greatly understood the past 30, 40 some odd years. But once they put their nose to the grindstone, they get shit done.
Yeah.
And they caught up quick, and then they got beyond, and they just dominated.
But they're a pretty resilient, I guess, I don't know if that's the right word, society, because in my lifetime, which is considerably long, I remember after the war, they were decimated, and we would buy stuff from them, and it would be really cheap, but we just considered Japanese products super junk.
Yeah.
Super junk. And
Well,
they went from that to
in 10
super
years,
good.
in 10 years, like I remember seeing a video, like how quick Japan was at rebuilding after the war, and it was lightning fast.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now their quality's, right up there next to none, and it has been for a lot of years.
Yeah.
They surpassed us in cars and made us get better.
Not to mention, I'm not sure if you've seen this, but let's see, Japan fixes road in 6 days hoax. So, well, now they're saying this is a hoax, but essentially, like, can you see this all right?
Yeah.
The sinkhole appeared in Japan, so you see that massive damage, and apparently, and they're saying it's a hoax and this other thing, so maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but it says in 6 days it was back to normal.
No. That's a hoax.
Okay.
It's just the laws of physics.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Well, I mean, Japan is Japan,
True.
Like, anyway, 1938 as well, UK Foreign Secretary Anthony Eden resigned, stating Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain has appeased Nazi Germany. So.
Good old Neville Chamberlain.
Yeah. So this guy resigned because of Neville Chamberlain, just taking the knee to Germany.
Yeah.
And what's going on now? With our current quote unquote leader in China. China.
Our Neville.
China doing a lot of things that Germany did back then. I don't know, like to the Uyghurs. I don't know.
Pay attention to history. Pay attention to history.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Yeah.
President Neville Chamberlain.
Yep. 1944, Battle of Ainwatuk. U.S. forces took Ainwatuk Atoll at the cost of 37 U.S. citizens killed or missing and 94 wounded. Japanese lost were 800 dead and 23 prisoners. Wow. So 800 to 37. I think we know who won that round.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about this Battle of Ainwatuk started, like, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I don't remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this is when they took the atoll. So this is 2 days of fighting at least.
Yeah.
Actually, Battle of... Let me look this up real quick. Ainwatuk.
Oh, Ainwatuk.
February 17th, so it was farther along, but I remember it was recent. So February 17th through the 23rd. So that's 6 days to take a whole atoll.
Yeah.
So, actually, let's see. Let's check out their maps here. Okay. Let me figure that. Turn this into satellites. Okay, so it's a whole bunch of dotty islands. Wow. So, like, they had to go through all of these in 6 days.
That's to make out what this is. What we're
it's an
looking at.
atoll. Okay. Like an atoll is just like, a very small series of islands that kind of form like a ring and such. Like the Bikini Atoll where we tested the nukes and all that whatnot.
Yeah.
It's not really an island. It's more just like, because like.
String.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing, like this is lush enough to have like, like a camp or something. Like.
What's hiding in there? Yeah.
Yeah. What's in there? What's in there? What's in there? So can you imagine the amount of soldiers it would take to systematically sweep through all of these islands in 6 days?
Yeah.
So, and while they were doing that, as it said here, 37, soldiers, of our, soldiers were killed.
Yeah.
But we killed 800 of them.
Yeah.
There's 800, like 823 all over those little dots.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So. We got an appointment of interest, 1947, Earl Mountbatten of Burma appointed as last Viceroy of India to oversee the move to independence. Yeah, before India became their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Treaty of Versailles was it the Treaty of Versailles was the first or second World War? Geneva Convention was the second. Okay, the Geneva Convention, I believe, is the one that said like all major empires and whatnot has to let go of their protectorates and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that no more colonies, decolonization.
Yeah.
So, which is strange because Vietnam, that only happened because they were a colony of France. Why did the Vietnam War even happen? They were supposed to just let him go.
I don't know how we got into that. I don't know all the details about it at all, but it was sure a stupid move on our part.
Well, we got into it because we were allies with them.
Yeah.
So we were just like, oh, hey, we'll help, So, anyway, let's move on up to 1950. Dylan Thomas arrived in New York City for his first U.S. poetry reading tour. All right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Got a film release, 1952. African Queen, film directed by John Huston, starring Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn, was released in the U.S.
That was a good movie.
I need to see that. I've heard about it.
That's a good movie. Yeah, good movie.
African Queen.
Yeah.
We got another film premiere, 1958, adaptation of Fyodor Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov, starring Yul Brynner and featuring William Shatner's film debut. Hey. Premiered at Radio City Music Hall in New York City. William Shatner, all the way in 1958.
He teamed up with Yul Brynner.
Wow.
I saw an old movie once with Yul Brynner had hair in it. Because he's known to be bald. He shaved his hair.
He looks like the King of Siam in this photo.
Well, that's what the play was. He played that.
Okay.
The King of something. I don't know if it was Siam or not.
Well, the King of Siam is, of course, or the King and I is one of the more famous plays.
Yeah. Well, that's what he did.
Yeah.
That's what he shaved his head for. He kept it that way.
Interesting. While that was happening, 1958 as well, U.S. Future Hall of Fame jockey Eddie Arcaro rode his 4,000th winner on riding ban in the 8th race at Santa Ana. Huh. I
remember that.
These jockeys get on these horses and they do more races than you can even understand.
Yeah. And it's really physically draining. It's.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, you're like, you gotta move. You gotta, unfortunately, whack.
Well, your legs are up, and you're using all. It's physical.
Your whole body, your core, everything. Yeah. 1959, Jimi Hendrix, at the age of 16, rock and roll guitarist, played his first gig in the Temple de Hirsch Synagogue basement in Seattle. Fired from the band after his first set due to wild playing. Wow.
That sounds like Hendrix, all right.
What a way to start your career.
I wonder what they thought of him in the Army.
Was he in the Army?
Yeah.
Huh. I went on a whole tirade just the other day about how a lot of people famous people in history and whatever served.
Yeah.
I spoke about Elvis Presley. He served.
Yeah.
You just told me about Jimi Hendrix. Somebody else who I didn't mention,
Jimmy Stewart.
Queen Elizabeth II was a medic in World War II.
That's right. Absolutely right. Yeah. She was really a down-to-earth queen every day. She was something.
Yeah. So, I still believe that she and Betty White secretly fought to the death Highlander style, and the Queen cheated, and that's why Betty White died first. No. That's the only reason. She stole her life force just to survive this much longer. That's my theory. 1959 as well, the Avro Aero program to design and manufacture supersonic jet fighters in Canada was canceled by the Diefenbacher government amid much political debate. Huh.
That guy looks like Pat Sajak. Do you know who Pat Sajak is? The guy that does, what's the thing with, guess a number and all that stuff? Game show. Whatever it is.
The pyramid, whatever?
No.
Guess a number.
You buy a valve and you do all that.
Oh. The price is Wheel of Fortune?
Wheel of Fortune, there you go. The guy looks like him from back where I sit anyways.
I don't know the guy who hosts it, so I don't.
Well, the reason I know him, he used to be a weatherman in LA, a local weatherman. That's what I remember him from.
Well, speaking of weathermen, or people actually who go above the weather, 1962, John Glenn became the first U.S. citizen to orbit the Earth. On this date, aboard Friendship 7.
U.S. citizens, so they weren't the first.
The first on record is Yuri Gagarin, but I believe there were people before him. So, 1963, future Baseball Hall of Fame outfielder Willie Mays became the highest-paid player in Major League Baseball, signing a record $100,000 contract with the San Francisco Giants.
Remember the headlines? Yeah. He must have signed just before Mickey Mantle, because they both made $100,000.
$100,000 in 1963. 1960.
Say that again, please.
1963. 1963 is equivalent in purchasing power of about $977,679.74 today.
One of the all-time
nearly
greats, and
1
he
million.
was still underpaid by today's standards.
I know. That's kind of sad.
That's like a minimum wage right
well,
there.
That just tells me how much our money has devalued.
Well, that's right.
You know?
Yeah, but that's what they're taking into account.
Yep. 1971, Mr. Hockey Gordie Howe scored a goal and added 3 assists, including his 1,800th career NHL point in 6-5 Red Wings win over Buffalo Detroit, Howe's 1,670th game.
Jeez.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a lot of games there, buddy. 1971, actually, it's kind of fun. I'm just looking. He's missing a tooth.
Yeah, that's pretty common in hockey.
Yep. 1971, Bruin Phil Esposito, and NHL's quickest to score 50 goals in a season. Huh. Okay, so he scored 50 goals.
Yeah.
We got the 14th Daytona 500 in 1972. A.J. Foyt dominated the race, winning by almost 2 laps over his closest competitor, Charlie Glosbach. What a name. Glosbach. While that was going on in 1972 as well, Ard Schenk won World Championship for speed skating. All right.
Sounds like he shanked it.
Got a boxing title fight in 1976. Muhammad Ali's bout against Belgian boxer Jean-Pierre Koopman in San Juan, Puerto Rico was often regarded as a glorified sparring session. Ali won by 5th round knockout. Okay. 365 days later, 1977, the 19th Daytona 500, Cale Yarborough won his second Great American Race. Janet Guthrie, first female NASCAR Cup Series driver, finishes 12th. Okay, well, at least she's in the race, you know.
Yeah.
So, we got a music finale while that was happening in 1977. Revival of Alan J. Lerner and Frederick Lowe's musical My Fair Lady closed at the Luke Fontaine Theater, New York City, after 377 performances. Okay. One more year later, 1978, 4th People's Choice Awards, John Wayne and Barbara Streisand, Motion Picture, and James Garner and Mary Tyler Moore, TV 1. Huh.
Have you ever heard of the 4th People's Choice Awards?
Well, no, it's the People's Choice Awards. This is the 4th one.
Oh, couldn't figure out the 4th.
Well, yeah,
People's Choice Awards. Okay.
As in, this is the one after the 3rd, but before the 5th.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you. Now you've clarified it totally.
Okay. I just want to be helpful. So. 1980, Soviet cross-country skier Nikolay Zimetov won his second gold medal at Lake Placid Winter Olympics as part of the 4x11 or 4x10K relay. Also won 30K and 50K. Okay, so more gold medals.
Yeah.
That's
distance stuff.
Yep, pardon me. I got some more sports history. 1986, LA Dodger Oral Hershiser.
Hershiser. You were right the first time.
Was the first to win a $1 million salary by arbitration. What does that mean?
They had the right to go to arbitration if they couldn't agree on and he won the $1 million. Arbitration said, no, you're worth it, you get it. The Dodgers had to pay him.
Okay. The arbitration is the use of an arbitrator to settle a dispute.
Yeah.
All right.
Rather than just having them walk, they had an arbitrator.
So it's kind of like a notary, but legal. Or more of an oratory.
Well, it's like a judge.
Okay.
You make your pitch, they make their pitch, he decides who gets it.
Okay, yeah. While that was going on, Mike Tyson sexually harassed a woman in Albany, New York. I literally just saw a meme. Apparently, now, this may be fictitious, so Mike Tyson, don't come after me if it's wrong, because I'm just saying what I saw on the internet. So take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah. I wouldn't even repeat it if I were you.
But apparently, Mike Tyson offered $10,000 for somebody to marry his daughter.
Well, they did give, what was he, give your cow or something to marry my daughter or something? back in the day didn't have to give something, or was it the man that had to give something?
All right. Hopefully nobody knows how to read lips. Gonna move on to 1988. Brian Boitano won Olympic gold medal in figure skating. Dude, people are gonna wonder what we said.
Yeah.
Like, what are they talking about? Oh, I'm gonna get shot. 1988 as well. Peter Calicow purchased New York Post from Rupert Murdoch for $37.6 million. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Got the Grammy Awards, the 33rd Grammy Awards, which is like, after the 32nd before the 34th. I just want to keep you up to speed. Well, I mean, you are up there in age. The old noodle isn't as limber as it used to be. It's kind of starting to get dehydrated.
Wow.
So
I came on for this.
I love you. But held in 1991, the 33rd Grammy Awards, Another Day in Paradise, Mariah Carey won. All right. While that was going on, a gigantic statue of Albania's longtime dictator, Enver Hoxha, was brought down in the Albanian capital, Tirana, by mobs of angry protesters. Huh. I want to look that up, Images. Oh,
there it
okay.
is. Timber.
Yeah, that is a very big statue.
It's huge.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, here we go. There's a child at the feet, so that is pretty sizable. Oh, and this is what's left. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. And nobody's immune to the fall. Yep. 1991, Alan Ackburn's stage farce Taking Steps opened at Circle and Square Theater, New York City, running for 70 performances. Circle and Square sounds like a pizza.
What?
Well, pizza is the most confused food, okay?
Round
it comes in a square box,
yeah.
But it's a round thing that you eat in triangles. Pick a shape! 1992, revival of Noah Coward's stage comedy Private Lives opened at Broadhurst Theater, New York City, running for 37 performances. All right. Got some film and TV history. 1992, Ross Perot said he'll run for president on Larry King Live.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Ross Perot.
Huh.
He really got some. He's probably. I may be wrong, but I think he is the most successful third-party candidate to date.
Yeah,
percentage-wise.
You've spoken about him before, several times.
Yeah.
1994, Pope John Paul II demanded juristic discrimination of homosexuals. Whoa. That's I don't think that's true, because our source is leftist. I think they're trying to rewrite history and go after the church.
I have no idea.
But no, that doesn't sound like something Pope John Paul II would do. Juristic discrimination of homosexuals?
Man's juristic.
What does juristic mean? Like
legal, I think.
Of or relating to law or to legal rights and obligations. So basically make it law to discriminate homosexuals. I don't think he would have done that. I think this is fake.
I have no idea.
I think this is fake.
I have no idea.
You know what? I don't know. February 23rd, 1994, from the New York Times, but, once again, the internet can always be manipulated.
Well,
so
a lot of times, and it doesn't matter, I don't care the political view, they'll take a sentence if somebody says something and twist it a bit and give it a whole new meaning. I don't know if that's the case here or not, but that's really common in today's political world.
Well, I see something here. It says here, Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, considerations regarding proposals to give legal recognition to unions between homosexual. So
legal.
Yes. So I think that this is, once again, I think that this article is a lie. I think that this is when he was saying we should give rights to homosexuals,
and
rights. The source here is leftist. It's been proven. Well, based off of what they, because this source calls the whole January 6th thing an insurrection still, and it still says that Trump incited the violence, which has been proven that's false.
Let's just call it a misquote.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I have a feeling that they're trying to actively rewrite history right here because this is the opposite of what he did. So, and what's the number one thing, that, this certain political ideology is going after? Religion.
Well, number one is families, then
Well, same thing. Anyway, let's move on up to 1997. San Francisco Giants Barry Bonds signed a record $22.9 million 2-year contract. Which actually is not bad in today's standards, I think.
No, still, yeah, for then it was amazing, but no, they're making $22 million a season, or more. $30-40 million a season. It's crazy.
Okay.
That's 2 years, so we got 11 million.
Yeah. Okay.
450 for a year per year.
Well, I don't know how much these sports people
crazy.
even make.
It's
so.
just crazy how much everybody's making.
I mean, like I remember as a kid, you told me, and it stuck with me my whole life. You're watching, I remember one night you're watching basketball and you're just like, these people are making more on the court in one night than I will see in a whole year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
They're not providing anything to society more than just, it's the same as just going to your local park and just watching just a random group of people play basketball. Whoop-de-doo, And they're making all this money, and it's just absolutely crazy. It's modern day gladiatorial combat. It's entertainment. It's the circus, So, keeps everybody distracted from things that actually matter. 1998, UN Secretary General Kofi Annan landed in Baghdad for peace negotiations. Huh. All right. We got Olympic Games 1998. Vancouver Canucks right wing Pavel Bure scored 5 goals for Russia in 7-4 semifinal win over Finland at the Nagano Winter Olympics. Huh. We got the 42nd Daytona 500 in the year 2000. Pole sitter Dale Jarrett won his 3rd Great American race ahead of Jeff Gordon and Bill Elliott. So was that you when I looked up what was a pole sitter? Was that you here with me?
No.
Oh,
pole
God.
Sister's the one that's sitting on the inside track, number 1 slot.
Yeah, no, I looked up images of pole sitters, and some of these are wild.
I thought you're talking about in regards to Daytona 500.
No, this is, in regards to Daytona 500.
Oh.
They climb up, and then they're sitting up in that pole, and they're watching the race.
Yeah.
They're recording who's ahead, who's behind, all that stuff. So
I thought it meant the position on the track.
I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Because I never heard of a pole sitter, and I just looked it up, and this is what came up, and I do know that there's people up on high positions around the track.
Well, this isn't Daytona 500. That's some kind of shopping center.
Huh. I have no idea. I mean, but this.
They're pole sitters. There's probably a craze at one time. There was pole sitter. Huh. I think with Daytona 500, that means the position in the race where you started. Pole sitter is the guy on the inside track, the number 1 slot.
I had no idea. Okay, well maybe the whole pole sitting thing was okay. Well, my
sitting, pole sitting.
Well, my brain is really disappointed right now. I thought that was actually a position. They actually climbed up there and watched the race from elevated like a crow's nest.
Yeah. No, I got what you're saying. Yeah.
Anyway, 2011 60th NBA All-Star Game at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. West beats East 148-143. MVP Kobe Bryant, LA Lakers forward, the Mamba.
Yeah. I just read about him the other day. It couldn't have been the same game.
No.
On a different date.
No. It's Yeah. At 2014, Aberdeen, Washington unveils statue of a weeping Kurt Cobain at park named after the singer. That's sad that it's weeping. Kurt Cobain statue. Because Kurt Cobain, are you aware of what happened with him?
No.
There was, he was he was a really, good guitar player and everything. He was in, I think he was a lead singer in Nirvana.
Okay.
But there was, like something like with his girlfriend or whatever, and he got like majorly depressed, and then he took his own life with a shotgun.
Yeah.
So,
I do remember that now.
Yeah, it's a tragic end to such great talent. Like same with Mitch Hedberg. Same with why can't Heath Ledger. Like all these great people. Like a lot of people don't realize that they're humans too, and like they become a shadow in their own shadow. People care more about their public persona than their private, and then it's not good. Like
a lot, especially with rock and rollers, they get fame and riches so quickly at a very young age. Very hard to handle.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it would be, but it certainly can be.
Oh yeah.
When everybody just tells you how great you are around you, and let's just say it nicely, your poop doesn't stink, type of thing.
I think I have a better analogy that people can actually understand. It's like starting a brand new game with an end-level character. Because you have everything unlocked. With all the money you can buy whatever, you can do whatever you have. The whole world, there is nothing stopping you from doing whatever you want.
Okay.
You have no constraints, and you just get overwhelmed because you just don't know what to do. You don't know what path to take. The number one worst thing, as far as in gaming, is like buying somebody else's account and having a character with everything unlocked. You don't know what to do. The entire experience of the game is behind.
Well, people have come here from devastated countries where there's no food on the shelves, no nothing in it, whatever country, it doesn't matter. And they've come here.
Yeah.
And they walk in a supermarket, and there's so many choices. They're overwhelmed. They don't know what to get.
Isn't that what led to the collapse of the Soviet Union? When what's-his-face came over here and saw a supermarket, he's just like, you know what? We're wrong. Like,
no. It's quite that simple.
Power
doesn't let go that easily.
Well, no, but like that happened.
You talking about Nixon and Khrushchev?
Like whoever, like one of our presidents brought, one of the Soviet leaders into a U.S. supermarket, and just the abundance of everything.
Actually, that may have been
because
what's his name with Reagan.
Yeah, because that's what
realized.
Because that's what
started. Reagan said to him. He said, "You can't win. We'll outspend you."
Yeah.
And because we have the power to do it.
Well, not just that, but like after that, they started opening up supermarkets and started becoming more. What's the opposing to communism?
Capitalist?
Yeah, they started becoming more capitalist. Because remember, before the Soviet Union fell, they finally did open a McDonald's.
Yeah.
They started becoming more capitalized. That's why the thing fell. It had started with that supermarket. So,
okay.
As legend goes.
Yeah.
Anyway, 2015, Kristen Stewart was the first U.S. actress to win a French César Award as Best Supporting Actress for Clouds of Sils Maria. Okay. 2016, this is weird. 4-inch lock of John Lennon's hair sold for $35,000 to a memorabilia collector at an auction in Dallas, Texas. What the hell? Dude, people are weird.
They are.
That's sick.
Amazing.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah, I'll give you a clipping of mine for $5.95.
2016, Jeb Bush suspended his presidential campaign.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bushes still hate Trump for that.
Well, I mean, like,
because he was going to be the next president. They had it all figured out.
There was like actual talk about our government becoming a dynastical system, because we had George H.W. Bush, and then George W. Bush, Jeb Bush, and then Clinton's, and then Hillary Clinton was coming in after Bill Clinton. So it's just like who's the king? Which family? Which family?
Well, that's why there's right there is where it started, anyways. A divide in the Republican Party.
Yeah.
The hate
the
Trumpers. The hate Trumpers that are. You go back there, Bushies. That's where. The vice president,
Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney, who hates Bush. That's where it all comes from.
Yep.
That divide.
Yep. While that happened, 2016 U.S. primary elections, Nevada Democratic primary, Hillary Clinton won with 52.6%. I doubt that. I have a feeling that there's stolen things happening,
US
far
primary.
beyond that. So, more U.S. primary elections. South Carolina Republican primary. Donald Trump won with 32.5%. So even when he won, he's at a low percentage.
That's a primary.
Ah,
And there's like 20 people in the race.
Okay.
I don't know about 20, but there's a bunch.
Hmm.
So you're not going to get 50%.
True. 2018, Queen of England. Well, no. Clinton got 52.6%.
Well, she did, but there wasn't as many people in the race for the Democrats.
Oh, okay. So that's like the Democrats and Republicans deciding their
Republicans
elects.
had like 15 candidates going.
Okay. Okay. 2018, Queen of England, Elizabeth II, made surprise appearance at London Fashion Week. She's like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
2020, just 3 years ago, new bank of... Man, just 2020, just 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when 2000 was a big deal. It's already been 23 years.
Yeah.
Like, man, I feel old. I can only imagine how you feel.
Well, what blows my mind sometimes, someone born in
2003.
2003 say, I go, holy cow, they're doing this or whatever. They're a functioning adult.
2000
How's that possible?
If they were born in 2003, they're 20 years old
Yeah,
today.
exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Anyway, 2020, new Bank of England 20-pound note with painter J.M.W. Turner was released, replacing earlier one with economist Adam Smith. All right, so they don't even have their rulers on their money. They just have some random people. Okay. We got Australian Open Women's Tennis 2021. Naomi Osaka of Japan won her fourth major title and second Australian title, defeated U.S. Jennifer Brady 6-4, 6-3.
You're going to start getting a bunch of that. Maybe you already have.
No, I've already gone through a lot of that.
Open? Yeah, the Australian Open?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, that was a
going
couple
on.
weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So now it's Daytona season. Actually, the Daytona 500 this year was yesterday.
Okay.
2021, Brandon declared a major disaster in Texas. The state struggled to cope with aftermath of a crippling winter storm. I remember that.
Brandon? That's who you're going to?
Let's go, Brandon.
I know where you're referring it.
I just refuse to say his actual name. Like he doesn't even deserve a name. 2022 NBA All-Star Game, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse Arena, Cleveland. Team LeBron defeated Team Durant, 163-160. MVP Stephen Curry, 50 points, record 16-time threes. All right. Before we move on to the person deaths, audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wished we had elaborated more about or bantered on about? Anything you would like to say had you been here? Start a dialogue in the comments section. Are we going to be losing you?
No, go for it for a bit.
All right, thank you. All right, starting us off in 1494 in Burst, we have Johan Fries, Danish statesman, Chancellor of Denmark, helped establish Lutheranism. Wow.
Jeez, no kidding.
Born in Landbygard, Sweden, died in 1570. Woo. Well, that grew.
Yeah.
My old high school friend Kevin is
Lutheran.
Yeah, a Lutheran, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we also have Angelina Grimke, 1805. Oh, look at her. She looks angry. American abolitionist, women's rights activist, and suffragette, and appeal to the Christian woman of the South. Born in Charleston, South Carolina, died in 1879. Dang, she just looks...
I want to vote.
No, she looks like she just wants to hit somebody over the head with a rolling pin or something. She's mad. Like...
That's just spewing out of her.
Yeah. We also got Vincent Massey, 1887, Canadian diplomat and first Canadian-born Governor General of Canada. You know, what a idea. 1952 through 59, born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. But yeah, what an idea! A native-born to be, the leader of the nation.
Yeah.
What a thought. We got Ansel Adams, 1902.
Ooh.
A U.S. landscape photographer and environmentalist, Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1980, born in San Francisco, California, died in 1984. Wow, he only got to have 4 years to enjoy that medal. At least he got to enjoy it. A lot of people got stuff posthumously. So, then 1904 we have Alexei Kosygin, Soviet statesman and premier of the Soviet Union from 1964 through 80, born in St. Petersburg, Russian Empire, died in 1980. So yeah, he was born before the Soviet Union. because the Soviet Union started in like 1918 or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah, after World War.
officially established in 1923 or something like that.
Is that
So
what
it
it
took
was?
some time. Yeah. We also got Joseph A. Walker, 1921, a U.S. experimental physicist, World War II, and NASA test pilot, first space plane flights to edge of outer space, born in Washington, Pennsylvania. Died in 1966. So that's before we escaped our atmosphere, like as far as we could get, which we could probably get farther today, with planes.
With the technology, probably, yeah.
But he's the first one really to, like, not touch space, but run his fingers, along the edge, so to speak. So, got Robert Altman, 1925, a U.S. screenwriter, producer, and director. The Player, MASH, in Nashville. Born in Kansas City, Missouri, died in 2006. So MASH. They're cool. Sidney Poitier, 1927, Bahamian, so Bahama, a U.S. actor. First black actor to win Oscar for Best Actor, Lilies in the Field in 1963. To Sir with Love, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Director of Stir Crazy, civil rights advocate and diplomat, born in Miami, Florida.
Yeah.
Died just last year, 2022.
Yeah.
January. Wow. So it's almost been, actually it's been slightly over a year.
Yeah.
Dang. Got Bobby Unser, 1934, a U.S. auto racer, Indianapolis 500, 1968, 75, and 81, USAC Championship, 1968 and 74, born in Colorado Springs, Colorado, died a couple years ago, 2021.
Did we skip scroll back up? No, we didn't. Okay.
Got Mitch McConnell, 1942, U.S. politician, Senator, Kentucky. So is that like representative or Republican?
Republican.
Okay. 1985 and current, and a Senate Majority Leader, 2015 and current. Born in Sheffield, Alabama. 81 today. Mitch McConnell. I know that name.
Yeah, he's the leader of the House, the Republican Senate. He's the minority leader.
Minority?
Yeah, because the Democrats are in control.
But why does it say here Senate Majority Leader from 2015 until current?
Well, I don't know when this was posted, but he's not now.
Huh. Okay. 1942 Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame. What?
I was just going to say that's when Trump came in. They took the Senate. But so this is an old post. Obviously, hasn't been updated.
Huh. Well, that's not good. You'd think that they would be updating it since it's a history thing, and history always changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1942, we got Phil Esposito, Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame center, coach, general manager, and broadcaster for the Blackhawks, the Bruins, and the Rangers. Born in Sault Ste. Marie, what the hell? Ontario. That's a weird name.
Saint Marie.
But it's S-A-U-L-T. Sault?
I don't know.
You know what? Let me look this up real quick. That's confusing. Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. No, it's supposed to be Canada, right? It was Canadian? Yeah. Canada. Ontario. There we go. Okay, that's just how the city is called. Sault Ste. Marie. Alright. Cool. We got Walter Becker, 1950, a U.S. rock bassist, guitarist, songwriter, and record producer. Steely Dan, Deacon Blues, and Peg, born in New York City, New York. He died in 2017.
Steely Dan.
Yeah. Gordon Brown, 72 today, born in 1951, was a British Labour Prime Minister from 2007 to 10. He was born in Giffnock, Scotland. That sounds like an insult. You Giffnock, Like, oh, how dare you? Patty Hearst, 1954, a U.S. kidnapped hostage of the Symbionese Liberation Army, which she later joined, and convicted bank robber, born in San Francisco, California. Is 69 today. Is she still in prison? Or?
No. She's been out a long time.
Okay, good. Charles Barkley, 1963, U.S. basketball forward, NBA MVP of 1993, 11-time All-Star, Olympic gold 1996, born in Leeds, Alabama. 60 today.
60 today. Woo!
Yeah. Michael Jordan's birthday was just the other day.
Yeah.
I think. Actually, let me just double check. Michael Jordan. Let's see here. Born February 17th, so just 3 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah. How old was he? What year was he?
I think he was like something. He was born in '63, so he's
same year.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, that's right. He's
they
60.
both turned 60.
Yeah. You got Cindy Crawford, 1966, a U.S. supermodel, Sports Illustrated swimsuit, born in DeKalb, Illinois. She's 57 today. Kurt Cobain. Oh man, it's his birthday. 1967, a U.S. grunge rocker, Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, born in Aberdeen, Washington, died in 1994. As I said, a tragic loss. So, we also have Trevor Noah. 1984, South African comedian, actor, and TV host. I wouldn't even call him a comedian. The Daily Show from 2015 to 2022. Thank God they ended it. Born in Johannesburg, South Africa. Yeah, when Jon Stewart stepped down and they replaced him with this guy.
Oh.
Like, I saw the first couple episodes, just trying to test the waters, and every single article he reported on, white supremacy this, white man bad, and that was back in 2015.
Okay.
Like, he was preaching that crap. I'm like, this is gross. Like, how is this comedy? Anyway, 1988, we have Rihanna, Barbadian rhythm and blues and pop singer, songwriter, Umbrella, only girl in the world. We found love in diamonds. Born in St. Michael, Barbados. And she's only 35 today. Wow, she's younger than me? Holy crap. Dang. You got Olivia Rodrigo, 2003. Speaking of people born in 2003 being 20 now.
Yeah.
She's one of them. U.S. actress and singer-songwriter, driver's license, born in Temecula, California.
Temecula.
Wow, that's not far.
No.
Well, happy birthday. Moving on to the deaths, we have 702, Khan Bahalalam II, king of Maya state of Palenque, was born in 635.
Have some respect for the dead.
What are they going to do? Come and haunt me?
Good. Look out.
Doing one hell of a time jump here in 1895, we have Frederick Douglass, a black U.S. abolitionist, lecturer, and editor who was also an escaped slave, died of a heart attack at the age of 77. Dang.
I'm pretty sure, and you can take this for whatever it's worth, he had the ear of President Lincoln.
Oh yeah, no, we spoke about this the other day. Frederick Douglass, one of the most prominent names, in the suffragist movements, and for Africans, descendants.
I hesitate to call him advisor. I don't know what they had in those days, but just leave it to say that he had the president's ear.
Yeah. We also have Henry Moissan, 1907, French chemist who isolated the element fluorine from its compounds. Got the Nobel 1906 for that. Dies of appendicitis at 54. What is fluorine? Is that like fluoride? I think
like fluorine that we add to the water.
Fluorine, the most reactive chemical element and the lightest member of the halogen elements, or group 17, group Vila of the periodic table. Its chemical activity can be attributed to its extreme ability to attract electrons. It is the most electronegative element, and to the small size of atoms. Sounds like something that you might be using in electroplating.
I'm not familiar with it.
Fluorine. Well. Anyway, he isolated it, so nice. We got Robert Peary, died on this date in 1920, was a U.S. Arctic explorer who claimed to have first reached geographic North Pole at April 6, 1909, died at the age of 63.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he looks like a polar explorer.
Yeah.
So. We also got Chester Nimitz, died on this date in 1966.
Aircraft Nimitz.
Yes. U.S. Admiral who commanded the U.S. Pacific Fleet in World War II, died at the age of 80. So he was in charge of the Pacific Fleet in World War II, and he was basically, the patent of that side, because in Europe it was mostly, it was mostly land.
Yeah.
Of course there's sea and air battles and everything, but the majority of things focus on land, so that, that's patent.
Yeah.
And then in the Pacific, it's all about island hopping. How do you hop islands? Ships, Nimitz.
Yeah.
So as you said, the aircraft carrier Nimitz, it's named after him for a reason. He was great. We got Hunter S. Thompson, 2005, a U.S. journalist and author, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Committed suicide via a self-inflicted gunshot wound at 67. That's
unusual at
rough.
that age to be committing suicide.
Yeah, no, that's maybe some foul play. You know,
Who knows?
I don't know. Well, he was a journalist,
Yeah.
so. And we got Alexander Haig, 2010, a U.S. General and 59th Secretary of State from 1981 through 82, died from a staphylococcal infection at 85. What the hell?
I don't know.
Let's see that. Okay, there's some big words here. Staphylococcus aureus is the most pathogenic. It typically causes skin infections and sometimes pneumonia, endocarditis, and osteomyelitis. It commonly leads to abscesses formation. Some strains elaborate toxins that cause gastroenteritis, scalded skin syndrome, and toxic shock syndrome. None of this sounds any form of pleasant.
No.
So,
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Well, General Haig.
Yeah. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, check the underbar in the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, 1 p.m. Eastern, and for any other time zones, Google exists. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you, of course, are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!